Okay, now let's set up the cost. Repair person's wages is given as $30 an hour. Okay, and downtime cost loss is $75 an hour. Okay, so let's look at the total downtime is what we need to calculate. So if you sum the downtimes, right? So total downtime cost, okay. So downtime is that, and downtime cost is that times that. Okay. Now total hours of operation is, okay, how many hours did we operate? Okay, so the workers are paid $30 an hour across the board from 24 hours a day, right? So we started at time zero, and when did the 15th breakdown repair end? So that's what we need to look at, and that's clock time. So the hours of operation is, you take that and multiply by 24 hours, that will give you the total operation time. Of course, the format needs to change to general. So 35.5 hours. So it took 35.5 hours. Okay, the 15th breakdown ended at 35.5 hours. So service maintenance cost, that is worker cost, would be, you have to pay that many hours, $30 per $30 an hour. Okay. Now when you add the two, you get the cost for 15 breakdowns. Okay, so now we can do the replications. All right, so we want to replicate the total cost, and we want to do, say, 1000 replications. Okay, and we will just do end down. So we are going 1,048,576 rows, but we don't want all of that. So go to series and you say I want 1000. So now we have 1000 replications. Now set up a data table like that. Okay, data table and column input cell. Okay, so and these replications will have to be inserted in some column like that. And then press the F9 key, then you'll get the replications, all proper numbers for the replications will appear. Okay, so now we can set up our replication statistics. So it will be min of all of that, right? So now I'm going to copy, so go to edit mode and copy just the range. So it's easier to set up the rest of them that way. Percentile.exe, okay, comma 0.05 for the fifth percentile, and quartile.exe, first quartile, median, quartile.exe, third quartile, okay, and percentile 0.95, 95th percentile. So I have a typo here. And maximum. Okay, so all of these are costs. All right. So now we can generate some graphs. Suppose these are the replications. So we can go and do insert. Okay, so here do a histogram. So histogram. All right, as you can see, okay, there is a rightward skew to the total cost, and most of the costs occur in this range. All right, you can also do a so go down. So if you start from the bottom, then you will be at the top to see the graph easier. So we can also do a box plot. Okay. And if you have access to Monte Carlo simulation packages that come as an add-on to Excel, all of these are a lot easier. They are done very easily. And so this is maintenance cost. Okay. Now, of course, if you want to do the time of breakdown using exponential distribution, so remember we did exponential distribution here, did an example of that. Okay, normal distribution, so exponential distribution, so we need to have the mean per period. Okay, how many breakdowns occur on average in whatever time period. So you can set up that for any time period. So suppose we say that the average is in a 1 hour time period. So what is the average here? So we can actually compute the average. So if you do a sum product of that with the relative frequency, so that will give you the average time to break down. Okay, so this means there is half on the average breakdowns per hour is 0.5, right? Approximately. So you've on the average the time to break down, one breakdown to the next is 2 hours, so that means on the average you have half a breakdown per hour. Okay, then so that's your mean. Then so here is the formula. So you have to find the random number. Okay, and that's the formula. So let's see. So time to break down will then be, so you'll set up time to break down. Okay, instead of VLOOKUP, okay, I'll set it up here. Okay, so say minus ln, okay, 1 minus rand, 1 minus p, right? 1 minus probability. Okay. Okay, so you start with the minus. Okay, so divided by mu, which is that cell. Okay, and then you copy that down, well, I didn't. The K10 must be absolute referenced. Okay, so remember these are in hours. These are how many hours till the next breakdown, and that follows exponential distribution. So not the discrete distribution. So once you have that, then the rest of it is exactly like before. So you don't have to use the VLOOKUP then. So you use the exponential distribution, which is more apt for uh, things like time between arrivals, time between this and that, and so on. So if it is normal distribution, so you would do, we went through how to generate random numbers using different probability distributions. So that's how you would generate whatever the probability distribution is, you generate it in that fashion.